Hey guys, it's Dr. O'Connor. Thank you for hanging in there for me. I know it's 5 o'clock and I was supposed to be here at 5:30, but I just finished office hours. It was a long day with a lot of long colonoscopies and seeing patients, but I wanted to make sure that I didn't let anyone down, especially myself getting this information out to everybody. So I just wanted to talk today about something that's really important and something that happens every single day. And it's something that we may not even realize, we may not even be cognizant of the fact that there are some things that trigger us to eat a certain way. Despite the fact that we're trying to eat right, exercise, live a healthy lifestyle, there are certain things that can trigger us to eat, and those are food triggers. And food triggers can be feelings, it could be the environment, it could just be around certain types of food. So when you're talking about food triggers, we all have our favorite types of food. For me, it's ice cream. I love ice cream. I can hardly say no to ice cream. Some people it's fried chicken, some people it's French fries. Whatever the food is, that may be your trigger. But it's really important to differentiate between food cravings, food triggers, favorite foods. Food cravings are cravings that you may want to eat every now and then, and could be women at their menstrual cycle, they're craving something sweet. Or there could be comfort foods, foods that make you think of home when you eat them, like grandma's macaroni and cheese. Or if you're sick and you want some chicken noodle soup. Those things are normal, but it's the food triggers that make you eat out of control. When you see those foods, when you smell those foods, when you simply take a bite of those foods, that's something that is a food trigger, and that's something that needs to be controlled and recognized. There are other things that can cause a food trigger, such as feelings. When we eat out of boredom, we eat out of depression, we eat out of reasons for loneliness, we eat out of reasons for avoidance, procrastination. Those are some of the other things that may cause us to eat foods that we don't normally eat, or to eat more than we would normally eat, and we just can't control that. There are some environments that people think about that can actually be a food trigger. Think of when we go to the movies. Every time you go into the movie theater, you have that smell of that popcorn, and you've got to have that big tub of disgusting popcorn that's calorie laden and a heart attack waiting to happen, but you eat those foods. Or if you're in a sporting environment, at a stadium, you got to have the nachos. We also have Chris Christie with his nachos. You got to have your hot dog, or something of that nature is a trigger, an environment that would cause you to eat those things. Such as when you're in a buffet. People go crazy when they're in a buffet because it's all you can eat for $21.99, and instead of just having a small portion or eating till when they're full, they keep eating and eating and eating and eating. Those are the things that need to be looked at, and those are the things that need to be recognized that are food triggers. And the thing that you can do is just be a little bit more cognizant of the food that you're eating, when you're eating it, why you're eating it. It basically mindful eating. Take some time when you're eating. Slow down when you're eating. When you slow down, you're going to realize that you're full. Eat when you want to eat. Eat when you're hungry. I mean, how many times have you been at work and you've thought about, it's noon, I've got to eat? And you're at the office, you're wherever you are, and it's lunchtime, and you know when it's lunchtime and it's ready to eat. But think about how many times you're home or on the weekend, and 12 o'clock can come and go, and you haven't even thought about food. So there's certain environments, certain times, certain things that are food triggers. And those are the things that you need to help identify those triggers and try to overcome them. There are certain situations that you can try to do to avoid the food triggers. Just don't have the food in the house. I know every time I'm making my daughter's lunch, I'm sneaking an Oreo cookie, and then one cookie turns into 2 cookies, which turns into 3 cookies, and I'm like, you've already eaten half a sleeve. So one of the things is either hide the food, put it up on a shelf, just get it out of the house. And I made the decision to get it out of the house because no one really needs to have that much junk food in the house. Some of the other things that you can do, if you're eating out of boredom, get out of the house, do something, find an activity, engage yourself, go to the gym, go with friends. There are so many times that it's just nothing to do and you're like, well, let's go eat. Or if you're eating because you're trying to avoid something, procrastination, you've got a lot of work to do, you've got a report to do, you've got something that is just not on the top of your list. Well, a good way to avoid it is to eat. If you think about depression, we all eat something. You can polish off a pint of ice cream, when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling depressed, and you haven't even really realized how much food that you're eating. So in those cases, once again, get out of the house, call some friends, get a hobby, find something that's going to take your mind off of just eating and eating and eating. Stress is a #1 food trigger for a lot of people. When you're stressed, you grab the first thing, and most times we're grabbing those sugary, high caloric laden foods, and those type of foods send a signal to the brain that it's a reward. So you're going to continue to keep eating the foods and eating the foods, and one next thing you know, you've polished off that pint of ice cream. Sleep deprivation, that's something that's also very important. When we're sleep deprived, our ability to resist those cravings goes way down. We crave sugary, salty foods. We crave foods that are going to give us that boost, but then we're going to crash back down. And when you're sleep deprived, your body doesn't produce the proper ratio of hormones. More of ghrelin is a hormone that's produced that makes you want to eat those sugar craving foods, whereas leptin is produced, and that helps the body feel full, and it lets the brain know that you've eaten enough. So when you're sleep deprived, you have more ghrelin and less leptin. So you're going to be eating more. You're going to be craving those foods more, and that's when you're going to have a horrible food trigger. And couple that with the French fries that are in the break room or the fried chicken at lunch, and your diet is shot. So you have to understand, food triggers happen. They're around us every day. They're a part of our life. Just learn how to recognize them, learn how to identify them, deal with them, and prevent them. And if all else fails, the next meal is another option, another day to start fresh and do the things that you need to do to get back on track. Every day, every meal is another chance to do what's right for you and what's right for your body. All of this is going to help you stay healthy, eat right, and it's not just simply exercising. It's a mindset, it's a mentality, it's a way of life. These are the things that you need to do to stay healthy. If you like what you've heard today, I really want you guys to share it. Just share. Let other people know what's going on. Talk to other people. Get a group together and get this information out there, because that's what's most important. So I want to thank you for hanging with me late Friday afternoon. Enjoy the weekend. Watch what you eat, and stay tuned and tune in next week, and I'll figure out what another good topic is to talk about. So be safe, be healthy, enjoy, and thanks again.